45 years ago, Jim Davis birthed into the universe a cosmic orange oracle. We have been watching his exploits and... oh man, I don't want to say anything about terrorist attacks ever since.
Welcome. It is 9/11. But come look at this Garfield comic strip, like the spider-hating, lasagna-loving tarot card that it is.
This is Mystic Lasagna. Oh my god.
we had to say it. 30 seconds in. Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Just the admission. Look. We know.
It
is 9/11.
Oh man.
And we are releasing our dumb podcast on this day that has managed to live in infamy, sort of. But I don't know. Anyway, I forget about the lights every year until I walked out and saw them. My brother was in town, and we walked out of our house, and I was like, oh yeah, the lights are up, and he was like, what are those?
Oh man.
And I was like,
yeah,
9/11 lights, and he was like, for what? And
oh no.
And I was like, dude, for 9/11. And he was like, oh right, yeah, okay.
Oh, man.
He's 37 for context, dear listeners. He's not. He was around. He
knows
what's up.
No excuse. What? 10th grade? Is that sophomore high school?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're at the weird place, right? We talk about time a lot on this show and projecting yourself forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
And I was hanging out with when I was up at camp a couple weeks ago. I was hanging out around a campfire, and somehow 9/11 stories came up, right? Because I don't know if you hang out with people
campfire.
for long enough.
Yeah, and if you're around a campfire, it's inevitable. At multiple nights, one of those nights, it's gonna happen.
Eventually, it's gonna be let's talk about it for a second. But this 19-year-old kid was like, yeah, I don't really know what happened. And we were like, what?
What happened, period? What the circumstances were?
I mean, what a 19-year-old knows about it now is what I knew about fucking Pearl Harbor when I was 5. It was there was no context, no personal any attachment to it at all. It was just
oh my gosh.
Yeah, he was I read 2 paragraphs about it in a history book.
That's insane to me. That's so nuts. Because I always think of the generation below being they've been touched by the tragedy of 9/11. They've been changed.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, the night that it's gone around the one below them, everyone's like, what happened exactly?
Huh?
I love
What's
it.
up?
That's beautiful.
Sorry, I gotta go put on a bucket hat and some overalls and act like it's 1997 anyway.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Man, that's so true. That's wild. So
pretend
did
like
you all
Donald
explain
Rumsfeld's it never happened.
Did you all go through
did
every
we explain
part?
it?
Yeah.
We were like, well, okay. First
let's
things
start with
first.
George Bush Sr.
Yeah. So the Russians were really about to take over Afghanistan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we gave them Garfield comics and AK-47s.
Yeah. Weirdly, the Cold War started immediately after World War II. In the 40s. Yeah, that's great. And then Garfield, we have to note, started in 78.
Yeah. I want to know if Garfield gets syndicated into Russian now.
Yeah. Wait, have we? Oh my gosh, that would be incredible. I'm sure it does.
It has to.
It has to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's some
I wrote
Garfield
Gen syndicated into Russian, and it translated the words Garfield syndicated into Russian.
Amazing.
Thanks,
That's
Google.
incredible.
You knew exactly what I was looking for.
Oh, that's great. Put this into that, please, computer.
Good
Wait,
grief.
have we ever? All right, this is dangerous, and I don't know. This might even be disrespectful, but have we looked at September 12th Garfield comic? Have we looked at this?
I mean, I think we've looked at 9/11 before because this is the 5th year that we have had a Monday near it.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Oh
2001.
gosh, I don't know if I feel bad already for
I think it's
starting this
like,
energy.
yeah.
But then it's remembering, we remember. I think at this
It's
point
like
it's
something
on,
about him like stealing Mrs. Feeney's dog.
yeah, it's just on, it's beautifully, blissfully
Has nothing to do with
staying
it. 'Cause,
away
yeah,
from everything else.
what the
And
hell?
whoa, oh, June 19th. Did that just pop up?
No, I hit like back and it went to the first one. Go to
Oh,
September
sure.
actually 11th, you fucker. Yeah. Yeah, September 11th, 2001. And
Ooh,
it's just like,
yeah. Mhm.
it's just Garfield. We've done this before because he's fucking around with Mrs. Feeney.
Yeah, we
goes and
have.
he
Yeah.
goes and
Yeah,
steals all
Mrs.
Mrs.
Feeney.
Feeney's shit. We've
Oh,
talked
gosh,
about like
that's
years ago.
right.
We talked about him like literally terrorizing the neighborhood, Heathcliff style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my god.
friends, this is a Garfield podcast. It's a self-help podcast.
not a 9/11 podcast.
It's not a 9/11 podcast.
but we do remember and
Yeah, we do. And it's acknowledged in there. We acknowledged it. It's weird. It's been a long time. The 19-year-olds don't know what the fuck happened. And like, yeah.
It's wild. Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's weird here in New York always because it's New York. But we are a Garfield podcast. We like to plumb the depths of the universe by generating a random comic, generating a weird word that's confused people sometimes because of our relationship with AI now. But we go to gawcomics.com and hit the random button and pull up a random Garfield comic and then use it to distill and find wisdom.
Yeah. And very much like AI, the randomizer button, there's something behind it that's mystical, and it's what we call the field.
Well, yeah, all algorithms are math, and all math is the universe trying to impose rules on itself so that it does it. Math is basically the universe dieting, right? It's like
love it. I love it.
It's meal prep for the universe. That's what math is.
I think that's fantastic. Yeah. It's meal prep. Yeah, it's the overnight oats of the cosmos.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's just
let me
them
put
being
this
like,
in a
let me
little
put some
jar.
rules on myself. Listen, physics, I think, is the overnight oats. Math, it's meal prep.
Yeah. There we go.
And
map is the little like the sticky notes that you put on the calendar that are like roast beef tonight or tomorrow. We can
maybe.
move it around. It's on a sticky note.
Yeah, it's on a sticky note. You just keep moving it. It doesn't have any
Do whatever
stick
you
on
want.
it left. You're like, I gotta make this roast beef. It's been weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been taping up this freaking sticky note. What am
Get
I
out
doing?
the thumbtack. We'll eat the beef eventually.
Yeah. Where is the beef even?
Where
I
is
don't even remember where I put it.
It's gone.
It could be anywhere.
It grew legs and walked away.
Where the hell's
It's become
the
a
beef?
cow again.
Where's the beef? It's for dinner.
Oh man, that's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's what we usually do. I think we have to acknowledge we didn't have an episode last week. Things got weird. We took a lasagna bourdet. And I think we do have to, before we do the thing that we do and generate our random comic, I think we have to just take a moment and thank James Buffett for all that he's done for this podcast and the world.
We really, the last Monday's episode was kind of a moment of silence for James Buffett.
I cried.
Yeah, it was really sad. I really wanted to go out and drink pina coladas and support the memory. But I was stuck mourning at work.
Yeah, we got busted up. It was pretty great.
As you should, as he would have wanted you to. I don't know if this is like on the internet or what, but as we were talking about it with people throughout the day, the thing that kind of stood out was this dude did it right, and he went out like at the beginning of a holiday weekend in the middle of summer.
Yeah,
Like,
the appropriate
he is
time for
going
Jimmy
on his-
Buffett to give everybody 4 days to get absolutely blasted on tequila and then recover.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
like,
also
find the shaker of salt. Like, I need a minute.
Yeah.
I will find it. Oh, I found it. Let's go back to work.
yeah, and himself allowing himself to like go off on the next great like summer long weekend holiday of the cosmos.
What is
you know?
death but a trip to the beach?
Yes, exactly.
Time to
Exactly.
die. Did you bring your umbrella?
Yeah, yeah. I do wish that he had just like a song for when he passed away, kind of like David Bowie had that like Black Star album in the chamber, you know?
Yes.
He just has like exactly. It's like time to die.
It would be
Bring your
called Dead
umbrella.
Men Still Tell Tales. And it would be like and it would be a thing about like all these like pirate treasures being hidden and how like that like yeah, when you like X marks the spot, and it would be a whole deal about how like, you know, he sent people on a wild goose chase to remember him and shit and
Yes.
yeah. And it would be, and then it would like end with like a song called like Low Tide about like watching the waves recede and like looking at all the little critters popping out of the sand.
Ah, yeah. And just going about like going on the circle of life.
Yeah.
Just continuing forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you too. We played Jimmy Buffett music at the bakery nonstop all day.
Good.
And it's every single like hour, I would say. Someone was like kind of silently listening out of respect.
Yeah.
and they were like, damn, that's pretty good.
Listen,
you know, like musically, lyrically, like it got deep.
it's too easy. It's such an easy thing to hate. I mean, honestly, like Garfield, it's such an easy thing to take pot shots at because one, it's ubiquitous. Two, at like it's beloved, and three, it seems easy to do because there's so much of it and it's all so similar. But it's like it's the same reason why like people are just like fucking Weird Al's got the best job in the world. He just does this one thing. It's like, listen, man, he's dedicated to it.
Yes.
Like,
oh yeah,
that's the thing. It's that energy of like, I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do, and you know, and like he also invented it from whole cloth. You know what I mean? Like there was no Garfield before Jim Davis drew Garfield.
Yeah.
And like the concept of Margaritaville didn't fucking exist until this dude conjured it. And like now it is a thing that like there's a retirement community in Florida that you just like go and just decide to like waste away in Margaritaville for the rest of your fucking life.
It's incredible. Oh man, all those parrot heads. Can you imagine? Yeah, it's true. It is. It's beautiful. It's almost like the dedication is similar to like at martial arts, you know? Like it's like the being on top of the mountain and training with the sensei, but he's like just draining margaritas in like Boca Raton.
Yeah. Have you ever heard his first album that he cut, James Buffett? The album by James Buffett, and it's like it's like a road trip album. It's like it sounds like you know, like it sounds like you're driving and looking at a mountain, you know, and it's fine, but it's like been done and it's chill, and like literally he just took that and like turned it into Key West and like and like looking around and like, oh man, it's all so great. Like I was listening to, I just put Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes on, and like we got up and we went to get breakfast, and Meredith left the car and came back into the car, and Lovely Cruise hit, and I was just quiet, and like Lovely Cruise is just about how like it wasn't the best trip ever, but it was great and it needed to happen, and it's over now, and it wasn't long enough.
Oh my god!
But it was great, and it was great because I was with you, and you know you made it better, and it would have been whatever, but you were here, so it was awesome. And I wish it was longer, but I'm thankful it happened. And we were just driving back towards the house, and Meredith looked over and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, just thinking about my dad. It's just like legit tearing up, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's so, he just like, that's why it all works, is because it touches the freaking human soul.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because it's real. As like much as it seems not real, like with 40 years of like retrospect behind it, because honestly, it came out right before Garfield. Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes dropped about a year before Garfield dropped, right? And so like this is the world we've been living in. Like imagine a world without Garfield the Cat or Margaritaville. Like you can't. It's hard to do the ubiquitousness of these things.
Yeah, that's like a whole large category of joy that would be missing.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to have. So, yeah. So here we are. We'll do the back half of the show now. This is was a long preamble to up to the comic generation, but I think we're there. And thank you, James. Thank you, the Twin Towers. Random comic. January 8th, 2014.
Wow.
A day that is fucking whatever.
Yeah. A day that was after the 7th of January.
2014. I don't know. We were probably working at brunch
9th.
at Backyard.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely we were. What day is that? Let's find out here.
We've got
January 8th.
Oh man, this is nice. Look at this. We're outside. We got some green grass. They're apparently on a fucking like different planet
Wednesday.
with no sky or atmosphere. It's just a big blue sky.
Yeah.
No trees.
Yeah, no clouds.
No horizon.
Yeah.
It is interesting to note. I don't know if we've talked about it before, but I guess Garfield does happen on a flat Earth because you can never see the horizon.
Oh, wow. That's so true. Yeah, sometimes the sun is like out the window, but it's not curved.
Yeah.
You know, there's no curved horizon. Oh man, nothing about the solar eclipse.
No, never.
Deniers.
Yep.
What
day was it?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, Wednesday. We're on a pretty solid Wednesday streak right now.
Weird.
Yeah.
The Odin energy.
We're in that Wednesday era,
Yeah.
as the kids say. We're in our Wednesday era right now.
Well.
Yeah, but I feel it though. I feel that Wednesday energy from this. You know, they're like doing work. They're in the middle of the week. It's hump day.
Odie's on his
freaking
grind.
digging a hole. Yeah, Odie's on his grind. I love the grind of a dog though. It's just like I gotta dig this hole.
Why?
I have to do
got
this.
to.
The
The universe needs me to dig this hole.
Yeah, I haven't run around in an actual circle yet today, and so I must do that. For it is my job.
If I don't do it,
it is my grind.
it'll put everything off kilter, man. Yeah, I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Exactly.
Why do dogs dig holes? Garfield looks right at us into our eyeballs and asks us in the first panel.
This is like the setup to a parable. I love this already. This is fantastic.
Yeah, like this is like the beginning of a fucking like Lao Tzu stanza. Why do dogs dig holes?
Yeah.
A primal search for food. He ponders looking into the hole where all we can see are Odie's ears sticking out and dirt fucking flying perfectly out of this perfect hole.
Yep.
And then in the third panel, Garfield glances back at us as Odie pops out of the hole with a comic book.
Amazing.
And he says, or stashing their comic book collections.
Odie's got dirt on his head, but he doesn't care because he's looking at his comics.
He doesn't give a shit. Also, the ad for getting your sick beach bod on the back of the comic book is pretty great.
Oh, I can't.
Like a dude flexing.
My gosh. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's all right. So the joke here, you know, dogs like bones. This is Odie's bone, I guess.
You know.
All right, Jim.
The joke.
Okay.
Why do dogs dig holes? I mean, if you just take take the text of the comic. Why do dogs dig holes? A primal search for food or stashing their comic book collections?
Yeah.
A TED Talk.
Yeah. This one's weird.
Yeah.
This dog is not like the others.
I love the juxtaposition between the primal search for food and the like need of society to like look at itself. Right?
Ooh,
Like,
okay.
so like
I
a
can get
comic
down
book
with
is
that.
actually
Sure.
is like soul food, right? It's like it's a thing that he needs to like nurture him, and that he needs to like hide so he knows where it is, right? Like he doesn't
Yeah,
have
and there's
Odie doesn't have
community
a
attached
bookshelf.
to it.
Yeah.
You know, there's like other people that are also reading that same comic on that same day that it's coming out.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think a lot of times on a Wednesday, right? Isn't that like a big comic book drop date
Oh,
throughout history?
I think is Wednesday New Comic Day? All right.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
New comic.
I feel like as
You
an
got a 1 in
inexperienced
7 chance.
comic book buyer. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's one of those days that it happens. But yeah, I freaking
Wednesdays.
love that.
Yeah,
though,
absolutely.
That he is.
New comic
Yeah.
issues
Okay.
released
I
on
thought
Wednesdays.
that was
yeah.
like that was like in my brain
Yeah.
there. Well, and that too, it's obviously speaking to the fact that Garfield is a comic strip that is coming
Yes.
out daily for people to see in a communal way, and how there is a need for this, just like there is this like primal need for digging and burying what you love and keeping it safe and digging it back up when you need its help. Like we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is like, what is Gothamix.com but a big fucking hole in the internet full of Garfield comics that like we can like dive into and pull up whenever we need them to like see things again and see ourselves reflected back to us and continue to survive with a nurtured soul.
Hell yeah.
It is a primal search,
Yes. Yeah, it is. It is very primal, though. I actually really like that connection.
Our desperate scrounging for meaning in the bowels of Gothamix once a week.
Yeah. We know where to look.
It's got to be in here somewhere. There has to be meaning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think we got it, right?
We got it.
Yeah.
Did we get it? Did
okay.
we find meaning?
We'll see you next
Jimmy
week.
Buffett. Oh God. Everybody keep thinking.
Yeah.
And like, and I honestly, I feel like we dig, we take a minute and we dig, and then like when we get something, it's like, all right, well, let's, he's engrossed, right?
Let's read it.
He's not in the hole. He's not reading it in the hole. He comes back out of the hole and exits the cave, proudly standing on 2 feet, no longer looking at shadows, but like, engaging with the world around him, and like he's here and he's looking back, and so you have lore in a comic book, like that it continues to build on itself, and also there's the potential for the future. So like that's what you find in the hole. That's why you dig
it's behind
holes.
and in front.
That's why we mine, right? That's why we explore, like to go down and find something that maybe someone had left there for us.
Yeah, dude. I just watched the movie Congo the other night from 1995.
Yeah, there's gorillas in that one.
There are so many mines, It's all about the past and the future. It's like old diamonds plus lasers.
Oh, yeah. Plus also Dr. Frankenfurter in a gorilla coat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the greatest. It's such a bad movie.
I have never seen it.
Laura Linney's. Oh, it is worth the $3.99 that you can rent on.
It's the like
wherever.
It was the like spiritual
so
like
good.
immediate sequel to Jurassic Park, right? Because they
yeah. It's Michael Crichton.
Yeah.
It's a Michael Crichton book. It's but it's I no spoilers, but Laura Linney.
It's a
holds up a
30-year-old
laser
movie,
gun.
so I think at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah. No spoilers, guys. But yeah, the greatest line. Laura Linney holds up a laser gun and just goes, "Oh man, wait, I don't know. I'm gonna get this wrong, but it's something to the effect of like, get ready to join the endangered species list," and then just cuts gorillas in half with a laser.
Gorillas.
It's amazing. Yeah, the characters are not really great characters, not built out very well, but when Laura Linney rips a gorilla in half with a laser gun, that's it. That's all you need. That is literally all you need for that.
That's so good. And like,
it's insane.
I mean, as opposed to Laura Linney being the poet laureate in West Wing and explaining art to everybody in 2 sentences when she says, art is just, the point of art is to, now I'm going to get it wrong. The point of art is to hold your attention for the amount of time that's been promised. And if we stumble upon truth,
Ooh.
that's just a bonus. And there you go. I mean, there's your
Oh,
comic
yeah,
book, right?
I
mean,
love
like,
that.
and that's also, honestly, I think why we're also into like comics and like the idea of like something serial coming out and never ending, right? And like the Marvel universe and the
Yeah.
Marvel movies is that like the point of all of fucking Star Wars these days, the point of all this shit is for it to just keep going, and so that you can just keep looking at it, and then if like something jumps out and fucking smacks you when it's time, that you're like, oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And it's there too. It's like it has to be there because it's made collectively. You know, it's made
Yes.
like it's made from humans
No
for
comic
humans.
is an island.
Exactly.
No comic is an island, man. We all head to Margaritaville together. No one's there by themselves. If you're just in Margaritaville by yourself, there's no tourists for you to stare at covered in oil, and there's no one to give you a Mexican cutie tattoo for you to be freaked out by. Like, there have to be other
Wow.
people there. Margaritaville is a community.
Exactly. In Florida that you can purchase a condo on right now if you call this number
Yeah.
below on this in the bio. In our bio.
Yeah, man. So primal search for food or stashing your comic book collections, the same fucking thing.
I love that. And I'm glad that we have this little hole that we can go back to and dig in. You know?
It's a good
Garfield's
hole.
a
Thank
good-
you all for
it's a
joining
good
us
hole.
once again here in
Yeah.
our hole.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You can come into our hole anytime. Come on
Root
in.
around.
It's great.
See what you can find. Do a little exploration. Try not to laser gun my whole gorillas.
Please.
I'm doing stuff
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, and Tim Curry is in there.
Thank you. God, Tim
So,
Curry. I can
in
never
that hole.
remember Tim Curry's name. Ever.
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's a
interesting.
thing that I
Yeah.
simply cannot do.
Sure.
And I don't know if he's got some sort of like cultural cloak over him, but like I
Yeah.
don't know what I want his name to be. And like, it's Tim Curry.
It's
I love him.
Dr.
He's the
Frankfurter,
best.
yeah.
He's fucking Pennywise and Dr. Frankenfurter. Get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
And
Home Alone 2 guy.
yeah, and also like
Yeah.
he's got the biggest horns ever from that time that he was mad at Tom Cruise for sucking a unicorn off or whatever Tom Cruise was doing.
Wait, what?
Legend?
Don't know it.
Oh man, Legend's insane. You gotta watch Legend. Legend is it's like a weird Tom Cruise fantasy movie about like purity and finding a unicorn. But Tim Curry plays evil in it, and he's this giant red. Oh my god, dude! You've got to if I show you this, you're not even gonna. Yep, just quietly while we do it. Images for like you've never seen this dude.
Wow.
Look at him. And he's got these
Wow,
insanely
that's terrifying.
huge. Oh yeah, terrifying. But like he's got these massive horns.
The hell?
Yeah, man.
Is this happening? When was this happening? Is this the 90s?
1985, dude. Like
Holy
the 80s-est
cow.
80s that ever were. And like, yeah, he just plays this like evil thing that's like trying to like get them. And it's all these. The horns are so big and so insane. And this thing that's on his head is nuts. But
Whoa.
yeah, man. Tim Curry, what a cool guy. But I don't know what it is about his name. I don't want it to be Tim. It's just like it shouldn't be
It's
Tim.
just such a
It
good
should
actor.
be, yeah.
It's so many things.
It should be like
That's
Alphonse
freaking
or
great.
something. I don't know.
Yeah, more illustrious than Tim. Although Tim is apologies to all Tims that are listening though. Tim is a great name as well.
You basic ass Tims. I see you.
Yeah, get out of here.
I mean, Tim's a powerful wizard in the Monty Python universe, and Tim's it's all good.
That's very true. That's very true.
There are some who
It
call
evens
him Tim.
Tim.
Friends, I think that's it for this week. Thank you for being here with us. The hole was really deep. We were lost in it, I think, a little bit for a while this week. We are both very tired.
Yeah. Yeah. We're making it. But as long as we have the hole to go back to, it's kind of
Yep.
nice, you know.
Yep.
It gives.
Thank
strength.
you, universe, for meal prepping this hole full of laser gorillas. I love it in here.
Yes.
It's the best. But it's time to get back out and share our whole knowledge with the world.
The whole knowledge. Yes.
We're on Twitter and Instagram at Mystic Lasagna. Until next time, enjoy your hole.
Laser as many gorillas as you possibly can.
Keep on digging. Ooh, Lasagnaste.
Lasagnaste. Mm-hmm.